Hello, good afternoon. I want to do my quick book that I read wrap up for this month. Alrighty, so I started the month reading a lot of zombie books because it's the month of Halloween, and I was gonna try and knock off as many zombie books as I could for the month. That was my goal, to read as many zombie books for this month. But I decided to do two readathon, and I'll tell you about them in a little minute. So my first set of zombie books was the Diana Rowland books from My Life as a White Trash Zombie. This is book one, My Life as a White Trash Zombie. And then I went back and I got book two because I totally enjoyed them. So this is book two, Even White Trash Zombies Get the Blues, and that's Diana Rowland also. It's a tale of Angel. She's a young girl, and one night she went out partying, and unfortunately when she woke up in the next morning she woke up, she was a zombie. So this is her life going forward from being a zombie. There's a couple more books in the series, so I'm going to be continuing reading them. I like that series, really did. And then I started this series a number of years ago and I never finished it. I read like one book, the first book, and then I stopped. So I went to the library and there it was sitting on the shelf. I was like, whoa! Another zombie tale. And this one is the Dan Shambles novels. This young man was a private eye and he got killed. He was turned into a zombie. And this is this takes place in Louisiana also. All of my zombie books seem to take place in Louisiana. This takes place in Louisiana, where the entire town is otherworld. They're otherworld. That means they are vampires, they are zombies, they are witches. So this is the entire town of supernaturals. So this is John Shambles, and he goes through solving crimes committed again by other supernaturals against the other on each other. So this is by Kevin J. Anderson, and I also finished that one. Then I went and did Spookathon, and for Spookathon I read 4 books, and I'll quickly show you those. For Spookathon, I read Laura Calder, A Question of Trust, and this was quest number 1. Read a thriller. Then if you've seen me do anything, I also read Stephanie Bond, 6 Killer Bodies, and this was to read the orange book. It's orange. It kind of look, yeah, it's orange. Kind of look yellow, but it's orange. And that was quest, read a orange book, and then this was quest 3, read a book about a childhood fair, and I read Railway Ghosts and Highway Horrors, and it was a scholastic book. And yes, it was a scholastic book. Other people read scholastic books too. And this one was Daniel Coyle. This was really good. He told a number of different tales about ghostless sightings in different parts of the United States and England. And this is the tale of Jack the Ripper from Hell. This is told from the point of view of the 2 police gentlemen who did the investigation. They're saying that they knew who Jack the Ripper was, and they should have reported it and so forth, cover up and stuff. But those are the 4 books I read for Spookathon. It was a really quiet read. We just read, and then you did your wrap up. I think they had 2 live shows. That's about all I remember from Spookathon. I don't remember them doing anything different, anything much. It was just that, just to read, and you do your wrap up, and they had 2 live shows, and that was it. Alrighty, so in between Spookathon and heading into Spooktacular, which was extremely fun. I read book volume 6 in The Walking Dead. This is Robert Kirkman, Charlie Adlard, and Cliff Ratburn. The Walking Dead is, it's a series on television right now. So we decided we were gonna read the series together. My son read more of these than me, but he's not doing his wrap up today. So then I went into Spookathon. When I did my my to be read, I did my to be read for Spooktacular, and Spooktacular ran from the entire month, but the readathon portion started on the 25th, and so I'm gonna show you the books I read for Spooktacular. We had different parts that we went down. We had different leaders for each part, and my part was the witch part, and this was run by Derby Elena. Challenge number 1 was read a book of your choice, and I decided to read The Turn by Kim Harrison. Really good book. This one I have to go into my Facebook group, on Kim Harrison Facebook group, and chat, because I'm kind of a little I've read the series already. Sorry about that. As usual, know me running rivers. I read the previous season that this is this book is about, and sorry about that. And I have some questions, so I'm gonna be going into my. But this was a good tale. This is lots of magic users. There was white witch, there was dark witch, there was demons, there was elves. Yep, that was really good. I enjoyed that. The other book I finished was Gary Soto, Buried Onions, and this was read a orange book. This book didn't have any witches or anything in it. It was just a real life book. This young man, he's living in Fresno, California, and he's having a hard time of it. He's having a hard time holding down a job. He's having a hard time staying alive. His family, every couple of days, every couple of weeks, somebody he knows dies, and he's convinced that there are onions buried in and around Fresno. So if you can, it's not a really hard read. I read this really fast, so you can read this. It's a really good book. It's a really good book. I'm not sure if it was an indie book. It says Arcourt Incorporated, so I guess it might not be an indie book. So it told a really good tale, and I totally enjoyed this book. It's a really good find. Next book was Read a Book After Sunset, and I chose to read Monstrous, which is, I finished it it didn't even take me a day, very long, but I finished it. It's Monstrous. This is a young lady who has an amputated arm, and when she gets mad, something deadly comes forth, and she doesn't know what causes it. She has no memory of who she is or where she came from. So this journey is just a journey for her to discover who she is, how she came to be where she is, and what happened to her mother. Because she remembered her mother was there with her, and so she remember her mother, but she don't know what happened to her mother, and how she came to be wandering the country. She does not know that. Alrighty, so this is book 1 in of this tale. So I'm gonna get book 2, but every time I've been to my library to get book 2, it has been out. So this is really popular. And the final book I read for Booktacular or Spooktacular was the series, the book one in the series Summoner, and it's The Novice. This is really, really good. This puts me in mind of Lord of the Rings. It puts me in mind of Lord of the Rings. It's the same. It's an easier read than Lord of the Rings. Let me tell you that. It's an easier read than Lord of the Rings. But Fletcher is really good. Fletcher is a young man who was left at the city's gate, and he was raised by the blacksmith. And he did learn a thing or two. This book contains demon, elves, humans. Fletcher is a human, and dwarves. Dwarves are also in it. Magic from head to tail. They have to learn how to summon the demon. Then they have to learn to control the demon. Then they have to learn how to make a lot of different items with using the magic, And he goes to the magic school, and there's an awesome tournament in it also, just like in the Harry Potter series, if you're a fan of that series. So Fletcher is it's really good. This is really well written, and at the back the author tells you how he brought this book to be published for the masses, and his experience with Wattpad. This was published in 2016. So it's still good. I'm gonna get the second book in this series also. Alrighty, and it was the Novice by Taran Mataharu. Alrighty, so that's my those are all the books I read this month. And I did 2 readathon. I did Spookathon and Spooktacular. Alrighty, so I thoroughly enjoyed Spooktacular, and I hope they do it again next year. Really, really